Aloha, dreamers, and welcome back to the Dream Into It podcast. If you are tuning in on my podcast, welcome and thank you so much for being here. And if you're tuning in on my new YouTube channel, I'm really excited. Hello, welcome behind the scenes with all of me to my studio. And today's outfit's a little different, right? As you can see, I'm wearing a bikini here. This is a Kohana bikini top that I created for my brand, Fused Hawaii, many years ago, and the Life is Sweet pattern. I'm wearing it with one of our pareos that I love to wear with my bikinis all the time to the beach. But why the outfit change, you may ask? So if you don't know who I am, my name's Roxelle Cho. This is the first time jumping in on my channel. Welcome, aloha, thank you so much for being here. But I designed a swimwear company about, I'd say 10 years ago is when it really started, grassroots style, in my garage on a $30 machine, just learning how to sew, learning how to design on my own. And I created this Kohana top because I just had a baby. I was 24 years old. I was pregnant at the time. My body was going through changes. And so the first bikini design was inspired because of my little girl. I was given birth, I was pregnant with a little girl, and she changed my world. She also changed my body. And so as I went through those changes, I wanted to feel beautiful in the skin that I was in. And what blows my mind, now being 34, having 4 kids now, looking back at that 24-year-old girl, some days I'd be like, girl, you should have appreciated yourself more then. You should have realized so many things that I now realize in my age that I'm in now, and I will continue growing and maturing and all of that. But what I find so amazing and remarkable was that journey really led me to who I am today, right? It was being 24 years old. It was going through this journey where I didn't feel beautiful. My body was stretching, it was growing, it was completely doing an amazing thing, the most amazing thing I've ever done in my whole entire life. But I didn't appreciate myself then, right? I didn't appreciate my body then. And so I'd walk into these boutiques and I'm looking for a bikini. I live in Hawaii, so we go to the beach on the daily. We live there pretty much. And so our bikinis are like our boots in the winter. You need them. They are a staple in your wardrobe. And so at 24 years old, I wanted to be like all my friends. I wanted to just be who I was prior to being pregnant, right? And so I'd try on the same bikinis that I was wearing at the time, and it was not fitting the way I was used to. So I decided to really take things into my own hands. There wasn't a swimsuit out there that made me feel the way I wanted to on the beach. And so I went to the fabric store. I got some stretchy fabric. I didn't know fabric names at the time. I cut it up. I compared other suits that I loved. I took things that I loved from one suit and matched it with another, and I just cut with the scissors and tissue paper as a pattern and a $30 sewing machine. And I constructed, my first design was the Kona bottoms and the Kohana top. And so during that whole stage, right, I remember the time I finally finalized the pattern, and I sat on the beach and I was like, oh, this is so cool. I made myself feel the way I wanted to feel. I made the bikini that accentuated the parts that I wanted to accentuate, covered the parts I wanted to cover at that time, right? I thought in my mind, I made the bikini that made me feel beautiful. And my brand Fused Hawaii was built from that moment. From that moment in my head, I was like, how do I make every single woman in the world feel the way I do now? Beautiful, confident, sexy, all of that in the skin that I was in. So Fused Hawaii was born, right? It was my mission to inspire women to live confidently in the skin that they're in. Do you see that? And so when I get asked this question, how should a bikini make you feel? Because I'm the expert on it. I've now, till date, have around close to 500,000 individual swimsuit pieces that I've sold, distributed around the world to women. I've received written letters, emails, comments in our posts and our social media feeds telling me how much my swimwear, my brand has changed women's lives for the better, made them feel beautiful, made them feel confident. And I thank you so much for all of you women who send me those comments. It just makes me feel like my mission, my purpose is real. But I'm here to tell you a little secret today. How should a bikini make you feel? I'm going to give you the answer. I'll give you this answer to this question that's sometimes brought up a lot of times to me because I am in this field. When I started this journey 10 years ago, I thought that bikini was the catalyst, right? I thought the bikini was the item that made me feel beautiful. I thought that bikini, when I put it on, was the thing that made me feel sexy, confident, all of that. And without that, well, would that mean I'm nothing? So the funny thing is, as I grew my business and I crossed so many things off my list and reached goals, and through this process, now I've become a multi-7-figure business and really, really excited. All this growth, and what it has taught me is people might not know the secret to that question. How should a bikini make you feel? So I've seen this so many times through my journey as a businesswoman, as an entrepreneur, and I get asked this a lot. What's the secret? What is the secret to your success? What is the secret that you're able to make women feel confident? You're able to make women feel beautiful and they're able to buy your product. What's the secret? Can you tell us? Other brand owners have asked me that. People on podcasts in the business field, when I get interviewed, what is the secret? And I found it so funny because initially I would be like, there's no secret. I do nothing. I do nothing. I'm just there, and I have this intention to create this brand, and I'm really, really authentic with my message, and I'm share my story, and I share my heart in hopes that others are inspired to do the same. And I would be so frustrated at times because the looks on their faces, it's like they didn't want to hear that answer. They didn't want to hear that it was that easy. They didn't want to hear that it might take a little bit of soul searching within themselves to really find the secret is that there's no secret to success, right? For me, it was a really, really internal search, right? I was my avatar customer. I was the girl on this journey to live confidently in the skin that I was in. I didn't realize it at the time, but it was never the bikini that made me feel a certain way. It was me finding myself, deciding to step into my power, deciding to step into my light that was always there. And I had decided not to in the past, right? And so ladies, gentlemen, if you are here listening as well, I encourage you all, really, when I ask you, how should a bikini make you feel? Currently, how does it make you feel? Right? Every day that changes for me as well, right? So I can put on my swimsuit one day and I can feel amazing. And literally the next day I can put it on and feel like, oh, I need to change some things about myself, about my body to feel good in this suit. The funny thing that comes to mind is when I created my brand, Fused White, I altered the suit to fit my body. I kept taking that pattern home and I cut it, put it on. No, it didn't fit my body right. It didn't fit who I was properly. I'm going to cut and sew that suit to fit who I am. And in that process, the results came. I find it so ironic. We live in a world today where we're actually taught as women, we're molded by society, we're fed marketing and through media thoughts, just little seeds planted in our head that we have to cut, alter our bodies to fit clothing, to fit jobs, to fit some sort of status or a special someone in our lives. We have to alter our bodies to fit other things outside of us. And what I've learned through this journey, this path, is my bikini right here, just an accessory. It's an accessory to really, really complement the person I am, the person I've become, my story, my journey. I created this top, this Kohana Iki top, in this pattern, this Life is Sweet pattern, right? To fit who I was, to fit me, what inspired me, and that joy and that love and that light, all of that. And when I put it on, I feel a certain way. And the magnificent part about it, I love just being an observer in this brand. I'm so, so happy about this same suit. Hundreds of women have it. And they take pictures of themselves in their joy, in their smiles, in their beautiful, differentiating backgrounds, skin tones, body types, in their stories, in their life. And it's a completely different vibe. It's a completely different feel. And that's the beauty of it all. The suit was never meant to make you feel one way. The suit was meant to accentuate the person you already are. So when people ask me, how should a bikini make you feel? How did I get to the success I have today? How was I able to make all of these women love my brand, love their bodies, be confident in all of that? That was not my doing. It was theirs. I was just there to shine a light, Just like these lights are shining back at me right now as I film this in my studio. And it makes me see everything that I would not see in the dark, right? These lights were not shining on me. I would not even be able to see what's right in front of me. That's all I did. It's like, hey girl, look at you. Really, really step back and look at you. And see your power, see your light, see your strength, see everything that you just might have steamrolled on by in your life, right? If we just didn't stop to acknowledge it. And every woman, and every man as well, when we stop and we can acknowledge that, the bikini, well, it should make you feel however you want to feel in that moment. So I encourage all of you, whatever it is that you have right there in that drawer, put on that bikini that makes you feel exactly how you want to feel. You change the narrative. You change the story of your life because it's you that's in the driver's seat. You're the author of your story. You have the ability to change that feeling. And so I hope that I would love to see all of you in my bikinis, of course, my Fusoi bikinis. But again, just a reminder, it is not the bikini that makes you feel any differently. This is just fabric that I cut and I alter to fit my body. And the same goes for you. Don't cut, don't alter yourself. Don't try to squeeze into a box that wasn't meant for you, right? In life. Express yourself, right? Be in your power. And at times, stepping into that light and stepping into that power is uncomfortable because you're seen for who you are, right? We trick ourselves with this story that we're afraid of our failure. And then we have an excuse, right, to never really step into our light. But I'd really, really challenge that thought and say, are we actually afraid of our failure? Are we actually afraid of our success? Because would success mean not knowing, not being really sure, not being guaranteed on what's about to happen because we've never been there before? And so that's just leading into another topic that we'll discuss later. But ladies, today, how should a bikini make you feel? Write that down, ... if you have to. fill in the blank, and you fill in the blanks with all the things that exactly how you want to feel. And the next time you put on that bikini, you have the ability to feel all of those things because it's in your power. It's in your control. It is your story. So thank you so much for jumping into this podcast, jumping into my YouTube channel again, joining me for another coffee conversation per se. And I hope you had your bikini on too while we were having this conversation. I feel so blessed. It's such a privilege to really be able to be here, standing in my light, sharing my story once again. And I hope it inspires just one person out there to do the same. So thank you so much. Aloha. Dream into it, dreamers. Remember, your dreams are never too big, because looking back at my 10-year-old self, I have exceeded all of her dreams. And if I could just whisper a little message to her, I would say, girl, don't be afraid to dream even bigger, because everything that you're dreaming of now, you're going to surpass one day. So all of you little girls out there listening, I hope you do the same. I hope you dream as big as your mind can go, because it's never big enough. And thank you once again. Aloha. I'll see you on the next episode. Bye. Aloha, ladies. Mahalo for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that episode. Keep on dreaming into it, dreamers. The possibilities are infinite. If you love the show, share it with a friend and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next episode. Feel free to dive into our show notes at www.fusehawaii.com. And you can also follow me on my personal Instagram at Roxelle Cho. I'd love to hear from you. Comment on my recent posts. What did you learn? Tell me your takeaways. Aloha!